Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Welcome back to all my returners and hi to any newbies. It's so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbie. They are free. What do you think of my new jumper from Temu? Ooh, very Manfa. Sorry, got distracted. I really like it. Anyway, you are here today for a book look, and this isn't a book that I have had on my shelves for very long. In fact, it came in the post last week, and I'm so excited about it. I thought I'd share it with you today. Yes, I did. Now, it is another Amigurumi book. I know not all of you are Amigurumi fans, but those of you that are Amigurumi fans, this might be one that you are tempted to at least put on your wish lists. I did get this from Amazon. I am not sponsored or affiliated in any way, shape or form. But it was a pre-order that I made back in January or February, I think. And I'd even forgotten all about it until it was posted through my door. So that was a nice surprise. I recommend, guys, if you see something on pre-order, I recommend that you order it if you want it, because then you'll forget all about it, because it will take 3 months for it to arrive. That when it does, you're like, oh, I bought myself a present I forgot about. Anyway, so this is a Meteor Books publication, and Meteor Books are some of my favourite Amigurumi books that are out there on the market. I just love the way that the patterns are written. I love the photography. It just is everything I want from a book. Now, yes, I am a crochet channel. I am a yarn channel. I do lots of other things on my channel as well, but one of my other hobbies is collecting pattern books. I have a huge library of them elsewhere. I have a huge library of printed patterns. I have a huge library of patterns still to be printed. I have a huge stash of magazines. Honestly, guys, this is another obsession of mine because I am hoping to be crocheting for the rest of my days, and hopefully I still have many, many, many more decades of crocheting to do. So the way I see it is I am just boosting my arsenal of projects to make in my future, in my retirement. I have probably more patterns that I will ever make in my lifetime, but to have the option is wonderful, and to be in a lucky position where I do have such a catalogue of things that I could make at any time at my fingertips just makes me super happy. Also, as a child, I was a very avid reader. Books have always held a special place in my heart. So to combine crochet patterns in book form is just everything for me. It ticks all of the boxes. Now, this pre-order really did inspire me and get my creative juices flowing, because it is Amigurumi, but it's Amigurumi with a difference. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen the plushies that are out there that are an octopus, but you can flip it inside out. So one side it's happy and the other side is angry or sad. You know, the emotion flippable, reversible octopuses. Well, I have seen many people over the last few years, since they were a craze, come up with crochet patterns to make crochet versions, and not just octopuses, or octopi, I should say, other creatures and creations as well. And this is exactly what this book is. It is Reversible Amigurumi, Crochet Magical Fairies and Tales, okay? It is by, and I am so sorry if I butcher this name, but it is by Febi Pranajaya, or Chibi's Craft is what they are known by. There we go there. So Chibi's Craft, this is all of her patterns, I believe. And as you can see, you've got a princess that turns into a frog, or the other way around. You've got a princess that turns into a mermaid, or the other way around. There is a rose fairy, a sunflower fairy. There are actually 12 designs in here. On the back, you can see what looks like Little Red Riding Hood and the wolf. You've got a peony fairy. You've got a witch that turns into a cauldron. You've got a dragon in an egg that becomes a full-grown dragon. and everything else in between as well. We're going to be looking at it. So this is Crochet Magical Fairies and Tales. That is the theme for this book. So I'm hoping that there might be more in the future with different themes. Now you open it up, and on the sleeve there is a little bit about Chibi's craft. You then get a thank you page and a note from Febby herself. And then you get an overview of all 12 patterns, which we are going to look at in a little bit more detail as we go through the book. But I just think they are so adorable. Now, I don't have any little tiny girls in my life that would appreciate these. I mean, there's no reason why boys can't like them as well, especially the dragon, for example. But I don't have any tiny little girls in my life at the moment. But you never know. I could have granddaughters in the future. And I think these would be such an enchanting, magical toy for them that they would really appreciate them. So I'm planning ahead for my future. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But I just really wanted this book as well. They then, in every Meteor books, they go through basic materials. There is a yarn conversion chart down there. So it gives you yarn by weight number or category name or UK yarn type, US yarn type, the hook that's recommended in US, the hook that's recommended in metric. So, for example, if we look at the UK yarn, if you go over, it's a number 3 weight, or its category name is lightweight. It's double knitting or DK in the UK. It's light worsted in the US. They recommend in the US sizes a hook of B1 to E4, and in metric that's a 2.5 to a 3.5 millimeter hook. So it gives you all of those differences for the different yarn weights, and I find that super helpful. It then goes more into the basic materials and then pattern structure information for you. There's a little bit about tension, wrong and right sides. It tells you about their Amigurumi gallery. So if you make something, you can scan that QR code and put your pictures of your makes in there, which is nice. We then go into the stitches. It gives you the written instructions, it gives you little diagrams, but it also gives you little QR codes to scan that will show you a video tutorial of how to make those stitches. And it goes through all the stitches that you'll find in the book, which is amazing. So if you're a beginner, there's lots of information to help you out with that. It goes on for quite a few pages. And then we get into the patterns. So the first pattern is the Reversible Princess and Frog. It is a skill level 1 star out of 3. It then gives you info on the size it will be if you use the materials that they suggest. A little note for further information that you might need, and then it jumps into the pattern. So if I use a sport weight yarn with a 2.25 millimeter hook, the size of this one should be 4.5 inches or 12 centimeters tall for the princess side, or 2 3/4 inches or 7 centimeters tall for the frog side. And there is the princess and the frog. As a child, I used to collect frogs of all shapes and sizes, plushies, ornaments, you name it. If it was a frog, then I needed to have it in my collection. I think my mum still has my frog collection up in her loft at home. They give you lots of different views of her. They then give you really detailed assembly instructions for bits and pieces there. It is a really gorgeous book, guys. Then we move into the frog. And you get a side view. It's really, really lovely. It shows you how to put the two pieces together to make them reversible. Because I was intrigued how you did that. So I did have a quick look at this. and it's actually so super simple. So hopefully when I do get around to making these, I will understand. Next we have the reversible peony fairy. Isn't she so cute? She is a skill level 2 stars out of 3, so she's a little bit more involved than the first one. Again, they're using sport weight, but you can use whatever yarn weight you want. It will just make a difference on how big the finished item is. And you'll obviously have to change the hook size as well. Again, lots of assembly instructions, lots of different views. So here you've got front view, back view, and when she's a peony. So if you look, the top of her head is the inside of the peony flower. Her dress are the petals of the flower. It really is super, super cute, guys. Absolutely love it. Okay, so now we have the reversible witch and cauldron. This is back down to a 1 star out of 2. And I just think that is such a cute Halloween idea. Look, her pink curly hair is the froth of the potion in the cauldron. Absolutely adorable. I love the little skull hairpiece. So it's spooky, but friendly spooky, if that makes sense, because I know some of you aren't really into Halloween, but that one I think most of you can get on board with. You could even leave the skull off if it's a little bit too much. Next we have the reversible baby dragon. He is a 2 star out of 3, so he's a little bit more complex. He's in his half egg and then he is fully out of the egg. So cute. And the beauty of this one is they've got embroidered eyes, so they would be small child safe as well. Don't have to use safety eyes. They recommend that you don't give safety eyes to children under the age of 3. So this is baby safe even, which is great. And the eyes really are quite simple, guys. Nothing too complex, but obviously if you're a beginner it might be a little more complex for you. How to do the wings that look really, really realistic. Gorgeous. And again, remember guys, you don't have to use the colours that the book recommends. You can go completely off on your own tangent with your own colour schemes. Okay, so next is the reversible sunflower fairy. She is a skill level 2 out of 3. And again, the top of her head is that inner part of the flower here. So she crumples up and sits inside the flower. Gorgeous. And there you can see the separate bits before they're attached. So cute. And they're quite small little makes as well, which is nice. Well, that's if you use the tiny yarn with the tiny hooks. There they give more views as well. You see the side view, the back view, and when she's inside the flower. Gorgeous. So for like the reason why I like them having different angles of the finished project is like for this one, you know exactly where the wings are supposed to be placed by looking at the picture, which is always handy. Okay, now we have Reversible Cinderella. She is a skill level 1 out of 3, and it's where she goes from her rags to her riches. So you've got Cinderella as the scullery maid, and then in her princess form. Love that. Beautiful. Next we have the prince with Cinderella's shoes. So you've got the Cinderella version, or the princess version of Cinderella. And then you've got a prince with her glass slipper. which I think is pretty cute. And if you make both this one and the previous one, you can have the prince and Cinderella and make this photo because you've made both of them. Yep. Okay. It's like, when I looked at this, I had a flash of inspiration. This jewel that they've put on the front of the glass slipper, I thought, oh, I wonder if I could glue one of my diamond dots on there from my diamond paintings. See, using the crafts that we already have. I'm already thinking ahead, guys. Yes, I am. Next, we have the reversible rose fairy. So elegant. Look at her. Now, she is a skill level 3 out of 3, so she's a really tricky one. Or the trickiest in the ratings. So there's obviously a lot going on with her. But I just love the hairdo. I love the red colour as well. Okay. Then we have the reversible Goldilocks and Bears. Oh, he looks so grumpy. See, she's got safety eyes, but his are embroidered. But you could embroider on both if you wanted to. Now, Goldilocks is a 1 star out of 3, so she's one of the easier ones in this book. Still super cute, though. Look at her curly Q pigtails. Gorgeous. Okie dokie. Oh, look, even the bear's got a bear. Look, it's mummy bear and baby bear, probably. How cute. Okay, next we have the reversible lily fairy. This one is a 3 star out of 3. So this is a more complex one like the rose one. But how gorgeous is she? Loving her pink hair as well. If having pink hair wasn't so... you didn't have to maintain it so much, I totally would have pink hair, you know I would. But it's a lot of money and a lot of upkeep, so I'm just going grey instead. Okay, reversible Little Mermaids. You could actually use bright red for her hair if you wanted her to look more realistic to the cartoon version of the Little Mermaid. You've even got Sebastian the Crab down here. So cute. I want to be where the people are. Sorry. Couldn't help myself. It's one of my intrusive thoughts. Do apologise. Right. Then we have reversible Red Riding Hood and the Wolf. And this one is a 2 star out of 3. Rolo. He's had a haircut, guys. And the little hairs that have been clipped off are digging into his skin a little bit, I think. He's going to go and sit down with Mike. Mike's on the sofa behind the camera.
Hello.
I don't know if you would have heard that, but he did say hello. Okay, next we have the reversible Tulip Fairy. Now, I would probably do her eyes slightly different, but that's just a personal preference. But she's still super cute. Did I say she was a 2 star? I'm not sure. And she was actually the last one. But how super cute, and what a great concept these are. I am totally enamoured by this book. And I think even before I've got granddaughters, I might be tempted to make a couple one day. You never know. I haven't been this excited over a book for a little while, let me just say that. I mean, I love all my books. I buy my books because I love them and I want them. But this one has really captured my imagination a little bit. So who knows? Maybe Manfa will be making one of these in the near future. We can only wonder about that. But I hope you enjoyed looking at that book with me. Let me know. Are you going to put it on your wish list? Are you going to request it as a gift for a special occasion? Are you just going to run out and buy it? I'm not trying to enable you. Only do so if you can. But if you want it, I do recommend it. Now, I obviously haven't made anything from the book, so I don't know, or I can't give opinions too detailed because I haven't made anything. But I will tell you that everything that I have made from other Meteor book publications that I've got, I haven't had any trouble with. I love the Meteor publication, and I can attest that patterns in others of those books I have gotten on with just fine. So I can recommend the book at least. So yeah, I enjoyed flipping through that with you. Like I said, because I was so excited about this one, I did look through it before I came on camera. So I was a little bit cheeky this time by having a sneak peek before you guys. But I knew I wanted to share it with you, and I could probably flip through it a million times and never get bored of it, because my mind is just so fascinated that you can flip it from one design to another and be just one thing at the end of it. It's crazy. But yeah, isn't crochet just magical? I think so. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you get going. Please do come back tomorrow for this week's crochet catch up. How much did I get done? You will have to wait and see. But yeah, come back for that one. And I hope your week is treating you really well, because you know you deserve it. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow in the crochet catch up. But until then, I thought I had missed something then. I'm looking at my planner as I'm doing this. I haven't missed anything today. So that's good. Until I see you tomorrow, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones, and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one or around the YouTube streets. Bye, guys. Love you loads.